CNBC TV18 and Adobe present Future Unleashed.
Hello everyone. Today we are going to be talking about elevating Indian manufacturing businesses to global standards. Thank you for joining in today. I'm Ketki Rastogi, Document Cloud Solution Consultant with Adobe. I also have my colleague Alicia here with me. Over to you, Alicia.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining this masterclass. I am Alicia Falero, and I'm going to talk about Adobe Creative Cloud. I'm going to talk about how to elevate businesses with creativity and productivity. Over to you, Ketki.
In this masterclass, we are going to be covering how Indian businesses landscape have changed and what are the current challenges being faced by manufacturing companies as we speak. We are also going to be talking about how Adobe and its products can help revolutionize your business processes and also empower innovation and creativity in your solutions. Then we are going to be talking about how Adobe has helped transform small and medium sized businesses and also list success stories about our customers. So let's begin. Let's look at the business landscape today. When you look at the SMEs business landscape in India, around 40% of the contribution or total exports contribution happens by SMEs here in India. Also, this SME section provides around 110 million jobs to workforce here in India. We also have certain government initiatives and tech innovations that are disrupting this landscape. Let's look into the manufacturing section with a microscope. As you can see, this particular manufacturing section is going to grow to around $1 trillion by 2030. But this manufacturing segment has a lot of influences that are happening to it, right? There are a lot of micro trends that are running around that are changing the landscape in the way people do and conduct business. There is automation in Industry 4.0, which has policies supported by the government. We also need to build a resilient supply chain, and also the way the goods are being sold and supplied to the customer are changing on day-to-day basis. Also, when you look at it, there is another trend, micro trend that is in play, which is direct to consumer model, wherein now businesses are directly approaching their customers. There are more transactions happening right from the transaction from the manufacturers to their customers, right? So how does this affect the businesses, or what are the challenges that are being faced by the businesses to overcome and ride on these micro trends that are available to them? First, businesses are struggling to keep up with their customer demands, right? We need to empower the businesses to better understand and process documents faster. We also need to be able to personalize content for the customers, personalize various product variations at a lower cost, ensuring that we can keep up with the competitors and the environment, and ensuring that we have the minimum environmental impact. That is where Adobe also comes in. And also, there is another digital trend that we need to ride out. This digital trend is that of generative AI. As you can see, there were disruptions throughout our history, right from the time when web was introduced to the time when people got access to handheld devices, mobile phones. It really changed the way the customers consumed products. Then we had a disruption with e-commerce, wherein now we could directly sell products to the customer. And also cloud came in, ensuring that the digital or a lot of softwares that were being procured initially by licenses now could be procured as subscriptions on the cloud. And the latest disruption to this industry is generative AI. Generative AI can help you analyze data as well as help you create content the way you want it. Now, when you look into manufacturing sector, right, generative AI can help you scale across various verticals, be it product design, process improvement. It can help you create products that are innovative and also customized as per your customer's requirement. But if you're in R&D, or if you are doing quality control, or you are in sales, or you're in HR, legal, we can help you manage and process your documents a little bit easier. And when you talk about Adobe, Adobe has had a decade long history with generative AI. We have been an AI first organization, and for a decade have introduced innovations in a variety of our products. Our most recent innovation was Adobe Firefly that came about 2 years back, which is the Adobe's family of creative generative AI model that help you create and generate amazing visual content. We also have Acrobat Generative AI, which helps you analyze your documents a little bit faster. So, Adobe's vision for your companies is to reshape the way your businesses function as per the micro trends that you have to take on every day, right? We want to help you plan, execute and analyze not just the data, images, videos, all the content that gets created from within your organization. So let's look into the document side of your businesses and how Adobe can help here, right? So, when you look at the maturity curve, any organization, be it a small, medium sized business or a big business, has a maturity curve that it needs to take. Initially, in your organization, you'll just have documents lying around, but maybe you come into a modern PDF infrastructure wherein you can ensure that all documents that are being created across your organization are automation ready, they are secure, they are accessible. Then comes integrated ecosystem, wherein you've already got the modern PDF infrastructure ready. But now what you want to do is you want to create an integrated ecosystem that helps you read documents in multiple applications and transfers your document through multiple applications so that your teams can manage these documentation a little bit easier. You also have automated document workflow as stage 3, wherein you can have low and no code solutions, RPA solutions help manage the workflow of your document. And then you can also be in the digital transformation stage, wherein you create your documents to be digital first, ensuring that your customers and employees are engaged. Now you can be in any one of these maturity levels, and Adobe is here to help you. So, for the various maturity levels, we have functions that can help you. So, with Adobe Document Cloud, you can ensure that you can reinvent the document experiences with generative AI, right? You can extract more information from your document in the limited time. We also ensure that these documents have protection and are compliant to the requirement and the nature of your industry. With Productivity Anywhere, you can have an integrated ecosystem that can utilize multiple softwares that you have at your disposal, ensuring that you have the same document experience with whichever service or software that you use. We'll also talk a little bit about how we can help with document automation, right? So let's get started. With document experiences that are powered by generative AI, you can literally turn your documents into actions. So you can get high level insights into the document. So with generative AI, it just acts like a chatbot within your Acrobat interface. So whenever you open up a document, You can ask questions to the chatbot about the document, and it'll give you responses which are easily verifiable, right? What does that mean? So it gives you annotation across these responses, which you can then refer and verify within the document. Writing made easy, so it helps you write. Maybe you want to summarize the document into an email or create a LinkedIn post. It can help you write all of that. This is a solution that is easy to deploy. So you can just give access to the package to your end user. They'll get it set up in their system in no time and start using it with a click of a button. And also, the most important point, your data remains yours, right? We are not training this generative AI model on your data. We are just going to be caching this data for 12 hours, after which it is automatically deleted. Now, these documents, be it across sales, finance, PR, human resources, legal, research and development, anyone in your company who is using documents can use AI assistant to gain information faster from the document. Let me take you through a quick demo. I am going to be talking about Ramesh, who is into product development, and Ramesh has been tasked to create a digital trend report across multiple sectors. Right. So this is a report that he has to create within the organization, and at his disposal, he has these reports that have been created by one of the big fours. So he's going to open up this report. Ramesh is traveling to his office. Someone has sent him this particular report to go ahead and review. So he's opened up this document on his mobile phone and starts analyzing this document. On the bottom corner, you can see AI assistant. Ramesh opens it up. It processes the document to give him quick analysis. Now, once he has got a brief overview, he can go ahead and ask questions. He can now talk to the document using the mic and ask the questions that he want to from that particular document. So here he wants to ask what are the digital trends in the financial market, right? So he asks this question, and AI assistant gives him a response. And as you can see, this response has annotations, numbers across the particular response that he can navigate and verify from the document. So he'll click on one of these numbers and it tells him exactly where that particular content is picked up from, hence helping him verify the document as he goes. Now, finally, Ramesh has reached his office and wants to now create a report across industry. So he's going to go ahead, open up this document in his browser, go into AI assistant button and add more files. So here he would want to add, because he wants to look at trends not just from finance industry but also from high tech and retail industry together. He's going to add both the documents. These documents can be in different formats and be analyzed by Adobe's AI assistant. So again, this document is being processed. He can now go ahead and ask what are the top digital trends that are being discussed in these reports. So quickly it'll give a response. He can again go ahead, verify this response, ensuring that it is right for his report, and copy this particular response and add it back to the report. So he'll get the section trends at a glance created in an instant, right? Really helpful. Now he wants to add an abstract for this particular trends across industry. So he's going to ask AI assistant to do just that. So he has asked it to summarize the abstract. And again, he gets a response with annotations so that he can verify that this response is right and derived from certain areas in this particular document. Again, he'll go ahead, add this back into the report that he's building in. And now he wants to also compare and contrast these digital trends across industry, right? So he's going to ask the AI assistant just that, to compare the trends in the report in a form of a table. So now he's got these reports that have been this report and the trend report that has been created in a tabular format in an instant, which again he can verify first and go ahead and copy it back into his document. Now this particular report may have taken Ramesh maybe half a day or a day to build traditionally. But now with generative AI, he is able to build such reports with the tip of, very easily. Maybe this would take him an hour to build this particular report. So really helpful to have this solution give you insights into the document and help you extract detail. Not just Ramesh, who is a part of product development, but also anybody from legal who wants to understand contracts, so on and so forth, can find a lot of use in this particular with this particular technology. So let's shift the gears back and talk about how Adobe can also help you protect your data and ensure that you are compliant with the nature of your industry, right? So Adobe has actually invested a lot in its data. We think documents are the primary mode of communications between organization and really need to ensure that organizational data which lives in these documents is secure. So few things that we have done to ensure that your organization is protected, as well as the information that you send outside is protected. So here you can see in the industry leading application security, we have protected mode. Now, what this does is it gives you a protected view. So with Acrobat Reader Pro Standard, you can ensure a protected or a sandbox mode. You can switch this on, and this will ensure that this file gets opened up only using the technology of Acrobat. It doesn't use any other technology or interact with any other technology in the person or the end user's computer. So ensuring that your organization, whenever anybody in your organization opens up a PDF file, which is a container document, right, which can have executable code, it is contained in that particular sandbox. We also have advanced information protection and appliances that you can adhere to. We can encrypt the documents. So suppose someone in the organization has prepared a sales quote or a particular document pertaining the patents of the products that you're trying to build in. You want to really secure these documents so that people cannot misuse the information that is there in the document. So here you can have password based encryption. We also have integrated with Microsoft, wherein you can set up the same protections that you have under MPIP, which is Microsoft Purview Information Protection, ensuring that the same protection is given to your PDF documents that are being created. So all in all, we ensure that the documents that are being read by the organization, by the knowledge workers within the organization, as well as documents that are being sent outside by salespeople, marketing teams, the documents that are there in your website, the content is secure. Moving on, we can help you manage the productivity of your documents and productivity of your people, ensuring that the documents that are being created are visible and can be accessed, managed, and also processed using various surfaces. So whether you are on desktop, mobile, web, you should be able to access the document, make changes into them, and send it across. You should also be able to manage and introduce changes into these documents using other collaborative tools such as MS Teams. So we have a special integration with O365 application that helps you, you know build the same documents from within these applications. So you can have Acrobat protected built documents from within your M365 solution. So here we have, you can have Acrobat for everybody in the organization, be it product teams, IT teams, legal, finance, marketing. Everybody in the organization gets access to Acrobat, and they're internally using a lot of other platforms like M365, Outlook to send documents or share documents, but they can do it because Adobe and Microsoft actually have joined hands together and have a very deep and an innate integration. Let me give you a short example of this. So, suppose I am wearing the hat of a salesperson and I want to create this proposal for a customer and send it across to them for signing. How can I do that? So here, first, I'm going to go ahead, create this particular proposal. I'm going to wear the hat of John, who is a legal associate, and who is going to go ahead and work on this draft, this contract that he needs to send to the customer. So he comes in, creates this, makes changes to this particular document, and using Acrobat, he can make sure that this particular document is accessible, all the right tags are there are bookmarks that are associated, so someone can easily access and navigate through this document with ease. Right, once he's done that, suppose he wants to collect information from the customer, so he can also add in fields into the document and collect relevant data from them. Then he would want the customer as well as his manager to maybe sign this particular document, so he can go ahead, put those fields in, and also protect this document with a password. So as you can see, it's very easy to set up a password protection for the document, ensuring that even if this document goes into the wrong hands, it won't be easily manipulated, or they won't be able to access the data with ease, especially if you have put in the protection at a particular level. So here, once he has prepared this particular document, he's going to send it out for review, which is going to be shared across departments. So he's going to open up a Teams channel and he's going to send this out for review by multiple people within the organization. So here he is sharing the document using Acrobat via Microsoft Teams, and multiple people will go ahead, review this document as they go along, right? So there may be people working out of home, taking a flight. They can all open up this document, send in their reviews, and ask John to go ahead, collate this document. So once all the feedback is given, John is going to go ahead, make the changes that are required in there. And once it is accepted, it can go ahead and be sent out for signing. So now the document has been collaborated upon, and now all you need to do is to send it out for signing. So again, Linda, who is the account executive, is going to go ahead, assemble a proposal based on the legal contract, as well as assemble quite a few maybe product brochures, documentation about the services that are going to be provided, map them in a single document so that the same can be shared with the customer. So the proposal, again, you can create this proposal in Teams or SharePoint, bring all the documents, combine them together while staying in your Microsoft suite where you are comfortable, and go ahead and then send this document out for signing. So this document has now been created, is going to be sent to the customer. So once it has been sent to the customer for signature, the customer also gets an email to go ahead, sign this particular document. They're going to review this document before they sign it. Again, they can do it from the surface that they're comfortable with. So here they're going to use their mobile phone and just quickly sign this document, and done. It was so easy to come together as a team and get a particular document, prepare the document for a particular customer, and also get it signed. So, really easy for the entire organization to manage the workflow of the document using Adobe's solution, right? So with this, you saw how, with different surfaces also, and certain integration, the innate integrations that we have, you can manage your workflows, document workflows across your organization, across different department, outside your organization, ensuring that both your employees as well as your customers have a great experience. So then we come into the document automation phase, wherein we can help you mass process document, help you generate, extract details, make documents more accessible. We also have advanced capabilities if you want documents to be processed, bulk documents to be processed in a certain way. We can help you with that. Certain things that we have seen our customers use is help them mass generate documents. So here you may have certain contracts that need to be created as per your customer's requirement, or you are onboarding employees and you want to create onboarding packages for these employees. So these pixel perfect documents to be tailored can be created or generated using Adobe. We also, using our APIs, you can also extract details from different solutions. So in this case, we had one use case from manufacturing industry wherein we were extracting details from invoices and then processing those details using AI functionality. So across industry, across businesses, there are a variety of use cases, be it getting contracts, sending contracts for signing via SMS, or bulk signing invoices, or creating product manuals in multiple languages. Adobe can be of great use. So with that, I'm going to hand over to Alicia, who can go ahead and who can take this ahead from a creative perspective.
Thank you so much, Ketki. That was insightful. And with that, let's move on to the Creative Cloud. Here we go. Let's talk about how to empower innovation and creativity within businesses. And Ketki already mentioned about the long history that we have with artificial intelligence integrated into our softwares, into all our cloud systems. Adobe has a decade long history in AI for creative media. We started way back in 2010 with content aware feel. Designers in the house will definitely relate to it, where we could manipulate the background, the elements, and regenerate new elements based on the background. And not only that, we introduced Firefly early last year, and look at where we've come to. Text to image, generative fill in Photoshop, text to template in Express, text to vector in Adobe Illustrator, and more to come. So let's look at what is Firefly. Firefly is Adobe's new family of generative AI for visual content. And the four main USPs of Firefly, you see, we always claim that Firefly is designed to be commercially safe. Now, why is that? Whatever, of course, this platform is text to image platform where we write in prompt and generate a lot of images based on our visualization and imagination. But we do not move to any internet platform or any random data which is got copyright or which has got some legal implications. We train all the Firefly generations based on Adobe stock, 300 plus million assets. We have our very own stock library, which comprises of videos, templates, images, vectors, and whatnot. You name it, and it's there. And whatever we generate out of Firefly is all trained on Adobe stock and openly licensed or public content where copyright is expired. That's the major step to go ahead. That's the major USP that we have. Second is integration. Even if you all go on some other platform to generate images, right? We come back to our legacy softwares, right? Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign. when Firefly is actually integrated in all these softwares throughout Creative Cloud, and not only Creative Cloud, within Experience Cloud as well, and Document Cloud, as Ketki mentioned. All these capabilities of generating images based out of prompts is available on Photoshop or on Illustrator, Premiere Pro, After Effects, InDesign for visual content, be it graphic, be it video. And we also empower marketers. Adobe believes that everybody is creative, not only the designers, but people who work with these creative people, right? And we give them a lot of options to explore these generative AI platforms to bring their imagination to life. We also have one more capability where we talk about how to remain on brand at scale. So, say for example, one of your client or you yourself have some marketing collateral or some brand guideline or some style guide that you want to adhere to, right? You can train Firefly on your collaterals and generate outputs. And trust me, we do not access your data, as Ketki mentioned rightly earlier. We do not train our content on your data at all. It is a closed environment, remains close to you. You have the control, you have the access. Moving on. Can you believe that 9+ generations and we're still counting? So many wonderful images, so many wonderful generations out of Adobe Firefly web platform only, right? Um, with that, let's look at a few more things. How accessible Firefly is in all the Adobe solutions. As I mentioned, it's accessible in Creative Cloud and Adobe Stock. Yes, we have generative AI capabilities within Adobe Stock as well. And the Adobe Express, which I personally call as a power tool for marketeers, not designers, which has a lot of capabilities: text to image, text effects, text to template, generative fill, and whatnot. And of course, one which kind of empowers all of these solutions, Firefly Web App. And as I mentioned, Firefly is driving speed and scale at lower cost by putting AI at the heart of all the organization's workflows, be it operations and IT, be it marketing, be it sales, and of course, creative teams. We can see 12 times productivity lift for image editing between creative departments for a lot of our enterprise customers. Approximately, in fact, more than 100 times greater scale with similar resources, and 5 times faster creation of social media content. So let's talk about ideation and production for industrial manufacturing experiences. Adobe completely believes that one should ideate and create with confidence. Quite often, we do not mention the fact of blank canvas. How to overcome that fear of blank canvas, right? We have a lot of things, we have a lot of visualizations and imaginations that we have with the brief, with the topic that comes to us, be it in manufacturing industry or be it in any other industry for that matter. How to start, how to begin. We often go to a lot of search engine platforms to get inspiration from, to understand what the market is working on, what are trending topics, what is trending right now on digital media in the similar industry, right? So, as you can see this video already, this is prompt to generation. Let's look at these two platforms in detail. I'll take you to Adobe Firefly web platform. As you can see, a lot of capabilities here. Text to image, generative fill, where you can edit your own images as well. Just import those here and you can edit them here. Generate template, generate a vector, a huge community to get inspiration from. So a lot of us kind of get confused how to start prompt, how to write these prompts. Very simple. Get inspiration from these communities. Look at how beautiful generations are. You will see all the generations here, be it in art or photo format, and the variety of prompts that are used for these. And not only that, I'll give you one more trick to generate good prompts. But before that, let's begin with this particular platform. So, say I have written a prompt which says an automated factory floor where robotic arms assemble cars with precision. Let's go ahead and generate. As you can see, this platform is highly parametric. Not only keywords, but a lot of things to work on. We are working on the latest image model. Uh, we have size specifications. We have a lot of effects to work from. And here you go. It's already generated images. Look at all these images from simple prompts. These images are good to go for commercial use. No need to be scared of copyright issues here right now. It's all coming down from your imagination. Let's try a few more options. Maybe let's have conveyor belt of juice in mountain setup. Let's see if we can do that. My prompt is very simple. Firefly understands very simple language. And not only that, it understands languages, 100 plus languages. Prompt in Tulu, Marathi, Hindi, Gujarati, any of the languages, Spanish or Portuguese for that matter, Firefly will be able to generate images based on those prompts, based on those languages. So I've created a conveyor belt with a mountain background. Not bad, right? It's interesting. Who would have thought of creating a conveyor belt in mountain? Well, now you can, and you can think a lot more. But then, uh, what else? It's just text to image generation. We have more parameters here. We have camera angles. You can experiment with camera angles. Lighting options. It's basically a virtual studio for you where you just think of it and you can bring it to life. But what more can Firefly do? So, say for example, a textile industry. Okay, I don't want to produce or manufacture a pattern. I just have a simple design which one of my designer has just doodled. I want to see how a beadwork or maybe an embroidery would look like. You know, can Firefly do that? Can it help me to bring up prototypes? Let's look at how to do that here. I'll bring in the let's look at this nice floral pattern that we have. I'm just going to add this pattern here, and ethical the way it is going to ask me whether I have rights for this image. Of course I have right for this image, and it's not a third party image. I'll just say continue, and maybe I'll write, let's look at a prompt here. um, Beautiful detail embroidery. Okay, I'll just add that prompt. But what if I have a beadwork already, an image with beadwork? Maybe I want that as a style. So this is an image that I have of beadwork. This is what I want in that particular pattern. Let's add it. And as you can see, you have parameters here to increase or decrease the strength, how accurate you want the structure or how accurate you want the style. When I'm saying structure, structure is basically the shape, the structure of the design that we have added as a reference. When I'm saying style, it's sepia tone, black and white tone, or beadwork in this case is a style that I want it in. I'll take the structure, I want it to adhere to structure to the maximum. Maybe increase this to maximum or maybe keep it. Yeah, let's see what it generates. Also make sure that you have a lot of size options here that we can experiment with. My image that I imported as a reference was actually a widescreen image, and right now it's generating a square image, but that's not a problem. Well, look at the flowers. All those flowers are completely in. Let me make it into a widescreen, in fact. Let's see what it does. And I'm going to open up the pattern here as well, so it gives you an idea. This was the pattern that we added, and sorry, this is the beadwork that we want. Same pattern with beadwork. Maybe I want to, it's actually added an embroidery because I've mentioned embroidery. The moment I mention beadwork, it will adhere to it more, even more. Well, we'll look at one more embroidery case also, and I have lots of examples. Here you go. As you can see, it's created beautiful beadwork here in the same pattern, right? I'm going to show you a few more examples here as to what all can be done. There's the one that we just saw, a few lab images. We always struggle with Indian faces with these artificial intelligence portals, right? Platforms. But here with Firefly, my prompt has been very simply Indian researchers are surrounded by shelves of chemical microscopes and computer screens. But let me give you a scoop here. Even if you do not mention this in your prompt and your browser location is on, Firefly is smart enough to understand your browser location and it develops images based on your location. My settings are currently, here I've mentioned Indian, and it's given me Indian faces specifically because I've asked for it. But you can go the other way around as well. But look at these images. Aren't those hands perfect? I mean, great Indian images, right? They look so relevant. I can go ahead and use it, maybe do a little bit here and there, add a few things, color correct it, and go on. Diwali market. We really struggle with content which is very specific to festivals and seasons. But Firefly really helps us well with those. Look at this pharmacist image. If you notice, I've added a style reference here and it's adhered to that style. You look at the medicines and the shelves behind. Look at everybody is wearing a spectacle. It's created a character which is very similar to this character, and the setup, the lighting, and everything is very similar to that. And that's what style reference does. And look at this beauty. Imagine you have jewelry sketches, only sketches that you've just doodled, and you want to add metal. You want to add some kind of a gem to it. Firefly does that for you. My prompt, if you notice here, is rose gold ring with blue diamond kept on a stone, isolated on a on a clean background. So this is what it's created. And the other one is with the gold material and the red background. Again, another embroidery option. This is the design and the embroidery style, the structure reference and the style reference, and generates this for us. These are those material. All these images are created on Adobe Firefly. Look at this woolen texture, this machine. And this is something very interesting that I would like to showcase to you. So let's move on to Firefly again. I'm here. So say for example, we have our own objects, we have our own cars, we have our own products. So say for example, we have a soda can. We want to generate images around it. We want to generate the background and everything. So I'll pull up a soda can. So this is the energy soda drink can that I've used, and I want to create generations and background around it. It helps remove background here itself. I'm not going to a designer. I'm not going to Photoshop software to remove the background. I'm just doing it right here. And it's gone. You can resize it the way you want it. I'll just create it here, confirm it. You see it's already there. Let's increase it a little bit. Let's take a prompt. Uh, okay, energy can surrounded by a hot volcano. And let's go ahead. Maybe we want to add a style to it. I have created a similar thing, which is this. I've added a style as well here. So let's see what it does without style. Let's give it some time. So it's created fire around the energy can, and it's created a volcano. And if you notice, it's actually picked up, it's on auto mode, it's picked up a combination of photo and art here. But the moment we add a reference, or say we have a default library here for the style reference. So say, for example, we add this neon look. Okay, maybe that's in a style guide. What happens to it? It will adhere to the style reference that we feed into reference image here, or maybe pick up from gallery, like how we did here. And it will generate very similar color combinations. So it's created background style reference, which is very similar to the reference that we've shared. You see, I can move it around, place it somewhere else. If I'm not happy with it, I can regenerate it. But this is something that I've done here. I've created the same can with a reference of image red and blue combination. This again is an object reference where I've added this T box and created. All of this is created by Firefly, Adobe Firefly. Just look at the shadow here. Though it's added some steam here, but not a bad option. We have India Kate. Look at the reflection. Look at the shadow here. It's an object. As you can see, it's an object. And I've added lakes surrounded with mountains. Look at this person here. This person also is an object that I've added. Look at the shadow here again. The shadow here again. Isn't that great and saves so much of time? And that's what we talk about. Take your products faster to market with Adobe Firefly. And a lot more happening in Photoshop. As you can see on the screen, all these capabilities are there in Photoshop and Illustrator, where you not only generate based out of prompts, but you can actually add a reference image. As you can see, we've added this glares, and you add these reference images and generate images similar to what you add, what you have requirement for, what is there in your brand guideline, right? And similar capabilities in Adobe Illustrator. So let's unlock the manufacturing content creation process. Okay, and why are we talking about this? Different workflows, different kinds of assets, 3D assets, AR, VR experiences, images, videos, sales collateral. There's so many assets that we need to take care of, right? So many touch points, be it on social media, a lot of trade shows that these manufacturing industries cater to, sales training, product catalogs, and whatnot. Be it sales and marketing, be it creative partners, be it product development team, be it design agency, the collaboration happens really seamless with Adobe Firefly because it is all integrated in Creative Cloud. And look at the growth here. 30% increase in project capacity, 29% times fewer revisions, 98% times on-time delivery, 70% time faster time to market. That really helps a lot, right? And increased MROI means 25%. Not bad, right? Imagine the number of the amount of time you're saving, and how creative your assets are going to get, right? So let's move on to a few use cases that we have here. There is one more capability that I would like to talk about, which is Substance 3D. As you notice here, the 3D assets, really good tool for manufacturing industries. If I have to give you a sneak peek, let me just pull it up for you all. I bring to you Substance 3D. All these images, everything that you see right now, the furniture, the background, they're all created on Substance 3D. What is Substance 3D? All these cushions and everything, and it's not only furniture. It could be a soda can, it could be tea box, it could be textile, it could be automobile, it could be a small speaker box, it could be any product for that matter. I bring to you Substance 3D ecosystem, which is a combination of multiple softwares. It's a collection of softwares which helps you create 3D prototype of things that you can never imagine. The textures, they're all highly parametric. As you can see, you create a model, the materials. Let's look at some materials here. They're all photorealistic materials. Look at this texture here. Look at the floor and wall. They're all created using Substance 3D. They're all completely parametric, where you can change the color, the depth of the material that you add on to sofa cover in this case. As you can notice, you can change it to leather, you can change it to fabric and whatnot. This is another capability by Adobe, wherein you can actually create entire studio or entire uh, sofa set or a house or anything, 3D products within Substance 3D before you get into manufacturing. Actually, it works great for prototypes. If you have 2D kind of prototypes that you want to create, Adobe Firefly is a solution. But if you want something really in 3D, where you can actually manipulate and edit or alter the material, the colors, and everything, Substance is for you. One material and endless variations, and it works. All these materials work everywhere. So be it Blender, Cinema 3D, all your 3D softwares work seamlessly with Substance 3D. As you can see, it all looks same everywhere. So let's move on to our next thing again, which is, uh, one second, the use cases that we see. You know, manufacturing creative, where who can use these softwares, Adobe Firefly and Substance 3D, for content generation, for marketing campaigns, for product design, for prototyping, for 3D product visualization, creating photorealistic product renders, and creating multiple variations also of these, for marketing campaigns, for your product manuals, for your sales kiosks and whatnot. So all of these possibilities are, can be possible only with Adobe Firefly, and of course integrated into Creative Cloud. And what we have, what's in future, what's in store for us, very soon, we will get more control over the kind of generations we have. The speed will be reduced. You saw how much time it takes for us, 4 to 5 seconds to generate an image. It will be much more reduced time. The quality will be enhanced way more, and a lot more to come in video audio section. For all of us, text to video generations, and a lot of capabilities for not only designers but for non-designers as well. So what is Adobe's role in digital transformation? Why Adobe? Why are we talking about why one should come to Adobe Firefly? You see, all these organizations, all the data that we have seen, which Ketki presented earlier, all these businesses are really skeptical about, actually not skeptical, they wanted to be sure, right? How is data privacy here? How is security here? And how our data will be managed? Is it ethical? Does it really, navigate issues around model biases, or does it really adhere to AI ethics? And how much control do we have? Well, control and privacy and security is all that we spoke about earlier as well. I would like to reiterate on the three major principles or ethics that Adobe really stands out for is accountability, responsibility, and transparency. Where, because all the data is trained on Adobe stock, we do not use any of your models, any of your content to train our models, and not even openly available data. Adobe is the founding member of CAI, Content Authenticity Initiative, wherein all these generations are, are into a radar. They are scrutinized. They are reviewed by all these board members, and then it's taken ahead. Also, there is a content tag that is attached to all these generations, which talks about where this image was created, what was the prompt used, who created this image, what are the softwares that were used. In order to escape all the legal implications, we believe that content tag really work wonder. And of course, we believe in being responsible, and that's why we give you dialogues wherein, whether you have the control or you have the right over your images and you're not using any third party images, right? Um, with that, let's look at a little bit more into security and privacy. As you can see, a Firefly user, enterprise customer, their Adobe's identity and Adobe's Firefly version, it's all tagged in different level. Storage services, licensing, Firefly services, content credentials, it's all tagged to it. We do not use any content by the user to train any of the generations, reiterating on that fact. And our enterprise security architecture is applied to Firefly through and through. Now let's look at some success stories. So world's leading B2B manufacturers have partnered with Adobe. Look at the brands that are also associated with us, who are also using Adobe Experience Cloud, Document Cloud, and Creative Cloud, of course, to create their content, to generate all these Firefly outputs, to analyze all these content as well. And Airbus streamlines HR documentation workflows using Adobe Acrobat Sign. The demos that we saw from Key, Airbus also used all these use cases, all these capabilities of Adobe Acrobat Sign for their onboarding documents, for their other HR documents, which were really easy to manage. You see, it reduces signing time for onboarding documents to 15 minutes instead of hours or days. Imagine that time saving option. And streamlines 45,000 signatures annually. That's a lot, through Adobe Acrobat Sign and Workday integration, and ensures global compliance through tamper evident audit trails and secure storage. So it's working wonders for Airbus, you see. And a few more success stories with Creative Cloud. IBM uses Firefly services. All these are structure reference. If you notice, they have generated 200 initial assets and 1,000 plus derivative assets for paid social media campaign with Firefly text to image. And they have recognized 75% reduction in time to ideate and storyboarding, and their productivity has gone 10 times more. We have one more customer success story by Pepsi, who uses Photoshop APIs, mask, background removal, etc., to generation prompts to generate imagery that align with 200 subject in 12 different art style. Look at the different art style that we are talking about, and the results have been exceptional. Produce 540,000 custom on-brand assets in 5 days. Those are a lot of assets, you see, and over 1.5 million total assets, as I mentioned. It's working really wonders. And if you want to know more about Adobe Document Cloud, about Adobe Creative Cloud, and what's more to come in with generative AI, please do not forget to scan this QR code for Document Cloud AIAP Sessions Adobe India Ambassador Program, wherein we take you through all these softwares, all these capabilities in a more extended way. So this QR code, just scan it for Document Cloud Sessions, and another one for AIAP Creative Cloud Sessions. Also, do not forget to join our Adobe India SE channel, where we take you all through all the new updates, all that's going to happen, and a few tips and tricks with Adobe Document Cloud and Adobe Creative Cloud. Thank you so much, everyone. It was a pleasure to take you through this masterclass. Over to you, Ketki.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. I hope we have been able to give an insightful session into how Adobe can help support your businesses. Looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you.
CNBC TV18 and Adobe present Future Unleashed.